Today on Pull Start Stables, we're going to use Just In Case, and we're going to cultivate up this little plot that I have tilled up a few times with a one bottom plow, and we're going to throw some asparagus in the ground. I have a 1/4 pound bag from Dirt Goddess Super Seeds, dirtgoddessseeds.com, and they have an 85% germination rate. I realize this is about a 3-year process before anything ever comes up, but I've had asparagus in the garden and I always forget about where it's at. So I figured if I just do my own plot of just asparagus and let it be, I can probably just mow over it once the ground is leveled off for the most part, and then I can just keep this mowed for the next few years until asparagus starts popping up. There's a fly. So this is my 1961 Wheelhorse 551. It was all painted up in case colors. That's how it got its name, Just In Case. And it's got this really cool rear lift assembly on it, and it runs pretty good for being a techie. So we're gonna fire it up and get the garden all tilled up. We're blowing a little bit of oil out the crankcase vent. If you didn't hear that, we're blowing some oil out the crankcase vent. It happens. My hang-ups here has been So with this positive action here, I have realized that if I am down and I'm engaged, if something happens where this gets pushed up out of the ground, what happens is this ends up lifting the tire up off the ground. I lose all my traction. So I don't think I've ever had this problem with this before, but I do believe that probably from, say, this spot all the way to the bottom, I'm probably going to end up knocking those teeth right off so it can travel wherever it wants to once it's in the ground. For the time being, I ended up just squeezing this held in and was able to let it float. Now that I've tilled it up once, I'm going to make my cultivator even wider, and then I'm going to do the garden a handful more times. Maybe go through and pull out some of these clumps of, I think that's wild mustard is what I've been told. I don't know. It's not edible mustard, it's just a form of it. I'm going to pull some of that out and then maybe see something about scribing some lines to drop that asparagus in the dirt. Oh, those flies. Got one. I decided to move every other tooth up on the cultivator. So while I'm messing around, I might as well mess around. Now all I got to do is clean that up, and I should have a little bit smoother function in that actual ground engaging area. I think I'm going to like this a whole lot better. I'll probably end up welding this up, make it more of a gradual ramp, because I can't just pull it up and make it latch yet. That'd be what my goal would be. Make this thing just push this release up and let it grab a hold of one of those latches. Well, my lines are not the best, but I have some guidelines. I'll probably just, I don't know, maybe go every other row now and just make a little line, see what happens. This is going to be my asparagus patch and nothing more. Hopefully here in another month or two, some grass will just start growing over this, kind of like the rest of this little field area. And then I can just keep it mowed for the next few years until it's time for that asparagus to actually pop up in the spring.